Hi there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. I guess you guys aren't sick of me talking, so here's another video for you. So we have a lot of things going on in our quote-unquote reality, our shared reality experience. Gonna cover some things for you, and hopefully this all makes sense to you. I try to leave this open at the bottom so you can comment, and let's go. So and I'm going to start with the tough stuff for you. So I discovered many years ago that a lot of our sexuality, I went up to, and I felt up to, let's say, the 14th chakra, and I felt like the idea for sexuality is coming through there for our reality ourselves. And what that is the positive, not positive, negative. Well, it is positive, negative with yin yang, but what I'm saying is that the aspect of male, female kind of comes from that level. Now, if someone has changed it, what they're going to do is it's going to come through their reality, and it's going to come, and then they're going to say, hey, I'm not a man, I'm okay to be like a woman, I can dress like a woman, I act like a woman, and all that. So there's a lot of confusion about that sexuality dysmorphism. I actually used to do, sorry, it wasn't pointing at me. I used to do therapy in a mental hospital, and it's in the DSM, and I had a lot of people with, not a lot, but once in a while we would have someone with that gender, confusion. And it definitely tortured them for a long period of time. And the idea of therapy is to work it out. What I can tell you is all when you learn something on a sexual level, when it impacts you, it's really hard to unlearn it. You can't unlearn it. So those mental pathways are, get burned into your, like a record. Those get burned into your into the groove, so your mind continually goes there. So make a long story short, I saw something in the news. I said, this is very, there's a boy, that young boy is saying that he needs to dress like a girl, wears girls' clothes, and then tries to look like a girl, but he's a young boy. And I said, gee, that doesn't make sense. Where is this coming from? And then, sure enough, you look at the dad, and the dad is in a relationship, he's married, and the dad dresses like a woman. And so they encourage the son to dress like a woman, and so there you go. So what I'm seeing is that in his reality, that seems normal, so he's pushing that onto his son, and now his son is dressing like a girl. Now and his dad and mom are in charge of I believe the lawyers, and they push through a lot of things in California for the state to have gender quote-unquote equality. So all these things are pushed through by only a certain few individuals that are really pushing for it. So what I'm saying is, one person or just a couple of people can really, change these things for a lot of people. There was that one person, I believe, I don't know if it was in California, but was pushing through for them to speak, for transgendered people to speak at schools and read stories. So the story time, turns out the person in charge of the program dressed like a woman and was into child pornography, and that was a person that was pushing through this agenda. So, big news flash. So what I'm saying is that these kind of, individuals, push through these kind of, agendas and push through these kind of things for us to, have in our reality. So it's only a few individuals. Now, concerning that, within our reality, there's a lot of changes when we have what I call like a reality light cone around you, how it interfaces other people's light cone of reality is where it meets. And some of us say, gee, those things weren't this way, they were that way. And a lot of people are, get confused. Right now, I did speak about some videos ago back about, whales. And I said there's a Mandela effect with the rice whales, and then the name change, and then people are commenting on my channel. They're saying it was always spelled that way. It wasn't for me, so that it was one way and it got spelled another way, and they're saying no, that's the way it always was spelled. It's kind of funny. But then I was saying that, before it was a sign of, there was a sign of Jonah. And that it was about, food and hunger and rice whales, and rice is the food that most people eat on the planet. And now, a few days ago, a man in Cape Cod was, swallowed by a whale. He wasn't swallowed, he was in the mouth and then, spit out basically. He did get hurt a little bit, but, this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, I don't know how, clear I have to say things. People don't obviously listen to me at all. I was also speaking about some videos ago about whales, and that scientists would soon be able to decipher languages of whales and such like that. Well, it turns out that scientists are now are figuring out how some fish speak with they are sending out electrical pulses, and there's a certain fish that they are able now to determine what the fish are kind of saying to each other, which is kind of wild. There's another study done that the birds, they're determining birds do sing the same kind of songs, but the inflections are different, and they're trying to work out with computers actually what they're saying in the birds themselves. And I did talk about that. I said that was going to, quote unquote, happen, and now it's happening. So people say to me, well, if you're like a prophet, what are you prophesying? Well, I clearly said that would happen, and now it's happening. And then we have now in Uganda, there's these monkeys, so these chimpanzees. So if you ever watch the movie Planet of the Apes, what happens? The monkeys get smart and they start attacking humans. Well, it turns out that humans are cutting, down the jungles in the rainforest, and finally the monkeys have looked at this and said, hey, they figured out it's humans that are doing it. So they got together, and this is a true story, you can look it up. They got together, I guess these monkeys communicate to each other, and they said, we got to do a raid on the humans. They did. They successfully did a raid on the humans to reclaim some of their jungle back, and they destroyed some of the machines and things. You would think that this is a movie, but this is real life, like an Avatar or something. So the monkeys have been successfully raiding the human camps, and they're much stronger than humans, and they are trying to take the jungle back away from humans. So this is, I said before that with the higher frequencies that animals will be getting smarter, and you're going to see that, and that obviously, is the case, that animals are getting smarter as well. So I said all this would happen, and it's happening. Now, the animals themselves, these monkeys, the chimpanzees, are planning, have been planning to, attack more settlements for humans, and that's what they've been doing. So they've been carrying out a number of raids against the humans, and now in Uganda, they called the police and the government to come in and attack the monkeys, with guns, and it's quite a situation. And I just want the monkeys to win. I want us to leave the jungle alone. The jungle has spoken, and we should replant and stop encroaching on the jungle and these monkeys' territories, because they have nowhere else to go. And it's just so horrible. Power to the monkeys. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. My commute's over again. I have a lot to say, but let me know what you think about these talking fish, about the monkeys, about the all these things happening. Let me know what you think in the comments about the whales. I did talk about the whales a number of times, and about the sign of Jonah, and Jacob Israel's another channel. He went into it a little bit more in detail. I haven't watched his whole channel, but I do enjoy some of his videos. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Bye-bye.